The biggest mistake, in my opinion, traders make at any level is they associate their trade's outcome to how good they feel and their self-worth. Meaning, if they have a good trade, they feel really good. If they have a bad week, they feel really bad about themselves, they feel crap. And they base their confidence on whether they had good trades or losing trades in the market. Obviously, that's not something you want to do, because the fact that you will always be going up and down in confidence and in self-worth. I mean, you just cannot trade well that way. Now, I recently got a question from Enrique on YouTube about how to exactly fix that, how to accept your losses better, and how to be able to detach your self-worth from your trade's outcome. And we'll discuss that today. Alright, so I've got 5 tips today on how to fix that, and the 5 tips are as important as each other, so make sure you pay attention to all of them, especially the last one regarding self-worth and detaching your self-worth from your trade's outcome. Now, if you want to practice being able to accept losing money, because in trading we'll always be losing money, because we always have losing trades, we have winning trades, we have a mix of both. The first thing you can do, which is kind of really counterintuitive, is try to practice spending more on things that you know would cost a little bit less. Let's say you see something like that costs $50 online, then you want to buy it, but then there's this other version of the same thing, it costs, let's say, $60 or $70, $75, for example. Then you might be tempted to spend the cheapest one, buy the one at $50 because it's cheaper and you will save some money. But train yourself to just practice spending a little bit more. Of course, it might seem counterintuitive first, but you'll soon realize that even if you spend a little bit more on something, it's like you lose a bit more money there, you'll still be fine. You'll still be able to make the same outcome at the end of the day. You'll still be able to make your income. You'll still not be like in a bad situation. And you train your mind to then be able to accept these losses of money. And that's going to apply the same thing to trading afterward. If you can spend a bit more on some things, then you'll come to trading with being able to lose a little bit more, and you'll be fine with good practice to have. Now, obviously, I'm not saying you got to spend like all your money onto something that costs a little bit and you got to buy like the really crazy expensive version just for that. That's not the point. The point is to spend a little bit more than you used to, or just a little bit more than the thing would cost. Buy a slightly more expensive version or buy the same thing at a slightly higher price to train yourself to lose a bit more money on something that you want to buy that you could buy for less. Okay, now the second tip here that's really important is you gotta do a backtest. Now, we gotta get real with this, because the fact that people don't test their strategies, then go in the market, then trade it, but then are afraid and feel bad when they have losses. That should not happen, because you should already know the stats behind your strategy. You should know out of 10 trades, you usually get, let's say, 5 winners, 5 losers. And that should be something you gotta expect. You gotta see like what's your maximum drawdown, what's the average drawdown, how many trades in a row can you lose, worst case in the market. These things should be already ingrained in your mind. You should know about them already, and you should be comfortable with them. You shouldn't be going to the market afraid from these losses or these trades that you are taking. If you did a backtest and you know the stats behind your strategy. Now, if you don't know the stats, of course you'll be afraid. That's normal. People who don't know don't have confidence. But when you know something, you have more confidence in your strategy, then you're not afraid of losing money. And really, a backtest takes time to do. It's not something that is necessarily fun to do, but you gotta do it to know the stats behind it and have a better mindset when you come in the market. Okay, tip number 3 will be very similar to the first one, and that is practice giving some money away. Now, why would you give money away if you want to get rich? You want to accumulate money for yourself? Why would you give it away? Well, because giving money away forces you to train yourself to make more money. Now, let's say you earn $10,000 a month, right? Out of that money, of course, you're going to spend, you're going to save some money. You're probably going to want to use it correctly for your own benefit to be able to grow your own trading account, for example. But you might decide that you're going to give out, let's say, just $200 or $500 of that money to someone else, someone who needs it, or any kind of organization that needs that money for a bigger cause. And what that does is, of course, you train yourself to lose some money on your end to give it to someone else. And the same thing happens in the market. When you lose a trade, you're actually giving money to another trader. It could be your friend, it could be someone else, it could be anyone you see online, it could be someone different, it could be a bank. But in all cases, you give money away to someone else. And if you practice giving that money away first from your own salary, and then you see, oh, I give money away, but nothing bad happened, I still have plenty of savings, I'm still fine, I can still pay my bills, I'm still doing okay, I still eat the same food, then you realize, well, it doesn't make a big difference, I can still give money away, I can still have losing trades, and I'll still be fine at the end of the day. And that's kind of how you train yourself to be okay to accept these losses in the market. Of course, no one wants to just lose their money and give it to someone else for no reason. But the only way you can live a fulfilled life, and a life where you're not afraid of losing money or you're not afraid of spending money, is by actually practicing that first. You gotta practice this first. You gotta stop always trying to look for the cheapest flight, the cheapest thing, the cheapest product, the cheapest hotel, and start looking for probably quality, maybe a higher price that you can practice spending more money on to be comfortable with it. And then that reflects to your trading afterward. Okay, there's no way to force it to trading first. You gotta practice these things outside trading to then bring them back to trading afterward. I noticed I was a lot more comfortable trading and losing money in trading when I actually started to spend more money outside of my trading. I stopped looking for the cheapest things, stopped buying the cheapest clothes, stopped searching around for the cheapest flight ticket. I would be able to spend a little bit more and maybe save time also in the searching process. Don't have to like find the cheapest price on all these websites, which saves you a lot of time. And I was okay with it. Then my trading started to become better because suddenly I wasn't afraid to lose money anymore. I was okay with putting a trade, just going away, letting the trade run, and getting to a full loss if it had to. I was okay with that. But that only happened if I was comfortable to lose money first in the real world, meaning outside trading, of course. And that kind of reflected very well to trading afterward. Now, I want to discuss a bit more that issue of attaching your confidence or your self-worth to your trade's outcome, right? If you have a good run, you feel good, you feel super confident, you feel like a superhero, you feel like the next Superman or whatever. And if you feel bad, then you feel like really horrible. You feel like you're a loser, nothing is worth it. You feel bad, you feel like you're just a dumb person for whatever reason. Now, this is normal, right? To some extent. You might be more far in that extent, you might feel really, really bad, or you might feel just a little bit bad about these losing trades. I found over the years that the best traders are kind of neutral. They have emotions, but they try to stay as neutral as they can. When they have a win, they feel just a little bit good, just like a little bit. For sure you can feel good about your wins. I don't want to discount that. You should feel happy if you have a really good month, but not too much. When they feel bad, they have just a little bit of bad, very little. Like they feel just, oh, this is a bad trade, okay, that's fine, let's move on, right? That's all they feel. And that's kind of what we should aim to do as traders, because if you feel really good when you have a win, you'll feel the same thing really bad when you have a loss. And that's not what we want to have, because that's emotion that will affect your results in the future. We don't want that. So one thing you can do if you want to practice that better is to do a journal every day. So every day go back, write down a journal. It could be a paper journal, it could be on a fancy app when you find online. It could be just writing a few thoughts on paper if you want about your day, your losses, how you feel from these losses, and what are some reflections you have about what these losses mean in reality. Like, for example, if you have a big loss in one trade, you can tell yourself, I had a big loss in this, but it's not the end of the world because I can still recover. I have my plan that I know I should follow, and that plan will guide me through make better decisions in the future. These kinds of things are useful, right? You gotta be able to see things in a bigger picture. And just sometimes, like you might think about it very quickly, but just writing it down really helps you to be more comfortable with it. And really helps you to practice being okay with losing and understanding better for yourself. Okay, so you want to write it down. I believe it's better to write down than just type on your computer. It's better to have a paper thing than just write down on an app or something. But you do what you want. You can test it out, see what works better for you, what you like the most. But journaling is definitely a good way to fix that. Now, the last thing regarding self-worth that I really want you to pay attention to, and make sure you listen to this one because that's a big one. Instead of seeing yourself as just a trader, sometimes we tend to associate a profession, like what we do, to our self-worth. Like, oh, I'm a doctor, that's all I am. I should be a doctor. Or I'm a trader, then I'm just a trader. Right? Or I'm a CEO, then I'm just a CEO of that thing. But life is a lot broader than this. It's not just about the profession, not just about how we earn money. There's a lot more to it. Like, there's plenty of things that you could think about. It's not just about being a trader, right? You could be a trader, you could be a father, you could be a husband, you could be so many things around, like so many other things. And that's why this thing called the wheel of life is really good to kind of realign your self-worth around life in general, right? We don't want you to feel bad. We don't want you to feel worth it only because you have good results in trading. Because then as soon as you have bad results, you'll feel not worth it anymore. You'll feel bad about yourself. And so have a look at that wheel of life. I'll put it on screen here, right there, which is a sort of quadrant, a wheel, which I first learned from Mandy Parsanjani. Again, Mandy is doing really amazing videos about psychology. I'll leave a playlist here in the corner if you want to watch it, where Mandy guides you through all the stuff about psychology. So you can check it out. It's a really good playlist. She's a really good coach for traders. Also a profitable trader herself, so good to learn from her. But that wheel of life is very powerful. So you've got these, I believe it's 8 quadrants. It's physical environment, business and careers, finances, health, family and friends, romance, personal growth, fun and recreation. Okay, so these things are scales. So on each of these scales you can rank yourself. And you can simply use that wheel on the screen. I'll try to give you a link in the video description below so you can check it out yourself and fill it. But you want to just draw a line on that aspect and the score you give yourself. So 10 would be like very good, very happy, like super awesome. And then 1, which would be like in the middle of the circle, that would be like, oh, it sucks, it's not good, I'm not good at that, right? Now you want to rank yourself on these things. And then you have this kind of circle with these different levels. I'll give you an example here that's going to be completed so you can see what it looks like. And then you can see, well, I'm doing really good in finances, maybe, but I'm doing bad in health. Or I'm doing really good in health, I'm doing really good with like family and friends, really good with romance, but I'm really bad in finances and business career and stuff like that. So then you can see like, oh, well, my self-worth is not just about finances or results or trading in the market. It's about all these other things. If you want to print this out, put it on your desk, on your wall somewhere, keep it somewhere, and then try to work on these other parts where you lower that. Other things you have a worse score in, you want to work on those, improve those if you can, and then later go back and revisit this wheel of life. Maybe in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, go back and do it again and see if you improve in some area. But you want to track this out, because then you can see, well, that aspect of finances or trading is not the end of the world. It's not the whole thing. There's a lot more to it beyond that. And it's been proven that your happiness is not just related to whatever you do good in business or whether you have a good finances. It's based on like your family and friends or romance or connections, people we know, that kind of stuff. So this is a good tool to be able to look at your life in an overall picture, not just this like focus, like centric one way to look at things. So I find this really useful. So let me know what you will apply in the comment section of this video. Again, these videos are there to help you out, but I want you to apply what you learn from these videos, not just watch and like go home and do nothing about it. You gotta apply these things. So make sure you comment below, let me know what you will apply from this. Make sure you subscribe to the channel yet, because I publish videos like this 3 times a week. Even during the holidays, we'll have more videos for you to watch about trading and traveling, how I use my iPad to trade, which are going to be videos coming pretty soon. And if you have any questions, you can always let me know in the comment section below. Make sure if you are already subscribed, click the bell next to the subscribe button to be notified of future videos that I publish. And I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon.